Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Vasi Bliss. My name is Rum, and this channel is all about connecting with our breath. Vasi is a word from the Tamil language. It actually predates Sanskrit, and it has characters and letters and symbols that correlate with parts of the body. So there's a lot of meaning to the language. And the word Vasi means breath, life force. It's kind of Tamil's way of saying prana. And then you have bliss. Bliss is the state we're all after, the state that we want to live in full time. It's why we do yoga. It's what we are aiming towards, this blissful state, no matter what's happening, no matter what negative or positive emotions, circumstances that we experience in our lives, to have that state of bliss grounded within us, this almost silent state of contentment is what we're all after. So Vasi Bliss, we're going to use our breath to attain this bliss, from breath to bliss. So here at Vasi Bliss, when we really connect to the breath, we're going to be doing this in three different ways, three main ways of exercising in the traditional Kriya Yoga way. So we have Swara, which is breath, so things like pranayama, kriyas, and then we have mantra, which is sound, chanting. And mantra is very interesting because a lot of people have their reservations or specific negative connotations around mantra chanting, things like Om, where these things could seem religious and could seem attached to religious invoking of gods or God's name. When I connected with mantra the most, I learned that it's actually very scientific. Like the Tamil language, these sounds have frequencies and resonate with different parts of the body, different frequencies that we might want to ground down, like abundance or love or prosperity. And the spinal cord itself is shaped in different ways. Each vertebrae has a different shape. And so if you can imagine that there's a specific resonant sound that resonates in that cavity of the spinal cord, then the mantra itself is resonating the full capacity of our spinal cord, is aligning ourselves, tuning ourselves to the natural frequencies that we have within us already. And so that's when I really fell in love with mantra, because it helped me to have this more scientific understanding of everything, of the resonance of the frequencies. And I was able to leave the religious connotations aside and just look at it from a purely instrument mindset. We are instruments. Our bodies are some of the greatest instruments in the universe, and our voice is the only instrument that can produce the true sound of Om, which actually happens in the silence after the mantra. And that actually leads me into the last aspect of the practice, which is Thuriya. Thuriya is like a fourth state of consciousness. So we have waking, dreaming, sleeping, and Thuriya, this higher state, this divine state of consciousness where you feel the oneness and the bliss, almost similar to samadhi. And with those practices, we'll be doing deep meditations and maybe even some specific kriyas and breath work practices that help us to get into that Thuriya state. And when we're in that state, we're in that divine state, that higher state. We feel the prana, even the kundalini energy is awakened, because we are so much in that stillness, in that silence. And like I said, that's where the magic happens. After the mantra, after the word Om, that fourth letter, that fourth syllable is silence. And so all of these practices that we're going to do, all of these exercises where we're going to be moving our body or breathing in these specific ways, they're great. But the most important part of the practice is after the practice. In Shavasana, after you do an hour and a half long of Ashtanga, you lay down in Shavasana to ground the energies, to feel So this way you bring into that, you bring the consciousness, the awareness inside, pratyahara, this inner sense awareness. And so when we meditate afterwards, after a practice, that's when we really get to feel what the practice did. We get to experience, and the experience is where the magic lies. Because in the doing, you're not going to feel it. You might feel some things here and there, but the true experience of the divine energy within, of the Shakti moving and doing the things that it's meant to do, happens in the silence, in the stillness, after the practice. So if you are watching any of these videos, I do strongly encourage you to put the rest, the shavasana, the meditation at the forefront, at the top of your priority list, even if that means that the video cuts off and you continue on without me. Just to honor that moment for yourself, to really feel, because that's what we're doing all of this for. That's why we move our body. That's why we do asanas. It's not about the physical exercise. A great teacher of mine used to say that it's not about the work out, it's the work in. And so we do all of this to be able to sit, to be able to meditate and ground and be with ourselves and have the body be comfortable, have the breath be in our control, regulated. So this way we can go deeper and deeper and deeper into that Thuriya state. So it is the most important state. So get ready, get yourselves ready to work, ready to breathe, and let's go.